Earlier this year, Warner Brothers and DC announced that author Ta-Nehisi Coates had been tapped to write the next Superman feature, with recent speculation that this could be the first film in the franchise to feature a black Superman, which Zack Snyder recently stated was long overdue. Somehow, in a world where Archie is hot, the Prince of Persia is Jake Gyllenhaal, and Scarlett Johansson can play literally any role, this change to the race of an alien is for some unacceptable. We are joined to play a game by the host of Takeline and All Caps NBA, Crooked's own returning champion, Jason Concepcion. Jason!
Hello.
Now, when you first heard there was a possibility that Superman might be black, how angry did you get? How much mayhem did you cause?
The rage cannot be described in words. It was barely controllable by this mortal coil. I exploded. I blacked out for a number of days. And just talking about it right now, I can feel it welling up inside me once again.
Okay, let's bring it back. I don't want to lose you.
I'm going to try.
I don't want to lose you on a 1980s Hulk style hitchhiking across America, stopping petty crimes.
Yeah.
So now it's time for a game called Cannon Fodder. Here's how it works, Jason.
Okay.
I'm going to play a clip of the complaint about some change to a superhero,
I love it.
some criticism of a fictional character, and you're going to have to tell us who the character is that they are so worried about. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
First question. Glenn Beck had this to say when this new character was introduced to audiences in an already established world.
What are you doing? He said, no, Spider-Man will be back. And another kid has been bitten by a spider, I guess. And this one is half Hispanic and half black. Do I care if he's half Hispanic, all Hispanic? I don't know. Half black, half... I don't care. I really don't care.
It sounds to me now... The audio quality was extremely poor, which is exactly how I want to hear Glenn Beck, to be honest with you. Just as a quick aside, shouts to everyone who was bamboozled by Glenn Beck at the beginning of the Trump administration, who thought that all of a sudden Glenn Beck was good. Shouts to you. Hopefully you've learned. It sounds to me like he was talking about Miles Morales.
You got it. You got it. The introduction of Miles Morales as Spider-Man. Yes. Shout out to people that fell for Glenn Beck. Shout out to people that fell for J.D. Vance. Ongoing. Great job, everybody.
Fall for it. Yeah.
I have not been able to click on the film where Glenn Close is in the moo-moo. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I see it's also like it just pops up in my streaming opportunities, and I just can't do it. Sorry, not going to do it.
I'm the exact same. It's very, very difficult for me to look at that and say I'm gonna press play.
It's a similar reaction for different reasons. It's also how I feel when a very kind of like morose still from the new season of Handmaid's Tale pops up, and it's like I don't know. Can I watch something where I don't know, like the good guys win like relatively quickly?
I know. It's the amount of punishment that show doles out is just, I tapped out season 2, and I just had to, because it had me in a 4-finger chokehold, and I had to get out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My safe word was Pelican Brief, which was also available.
Pelican Brief. Great film. Fantastic film, the Pelican Brief.
Question number 2. Jordan Peterson.
My favorite,
had this concern over a Disney movie breaking with what he considers the norm.
The only thing I can say is that I left the film with the strong sense that it was produced for ideological reasons, and it was produced as a sort of anti-Sleeping Beauty, and I felt that was entirely inappropriate because it wasn't a genuine artistic attempt. It was an ideological statement. I actually really liked Moana. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. I thought it was that, I like that, that little girl in the movie allied herself with this very, very powerful but rather uncivilized masculine force. And I thought they got the archetypal balance in that film really quite nicely. So,
sir, this is a Starbucks.
Tough tough compliment for the good people behind Moana, who definitely get off my side. We don't want you we don't want your number in our Metacritic numbers.
I just need to hear Jordan singing "Let's Get Down to Business." Let's get down to business, and that little strange bleat of his. What movie? I'm gonna guess Frozen.
You got it. You're not even needing the hints. I don't even know what he's talking. Like, I saw Frozen. I didn't even isn't it about sisters that are just gonna.
Did he? I would like when you say like ideological statement and you're talking about Frozen, my dude. You need to fucking relax.
It's like pro ice. I guess.
I know. What are you talking about?
I would actually really like to call Josh Gad and just be like, Josh, tell me what do you think the ideology of Frozen is? It's pro snowman, I guess.
Right. Is it a materialist worldview? What is it? What is it at the center of Frozen? What are they trying to tell us? What is Elsa trying to promote here?
I don't know. Third question. The people at Fox and Friends were outraged when this character had some changes and a teaser for a movie that would end up never getting released.
The new Sony Pictures version of will look like this without the iconic and the smoking pipe. Are they wussifying?
Of course there was. Nothing is scarier to a modern liberal than tobacco. If were driving around giving the morning after pill to fourth graders, that would be totally fine.
Who is it that they thought we would be cool with this character driving around giving people the morning after pill?
That's all. Listen.
That's all you get.
Get the tobacco away from me. There is nothing in this world that I am more afraid of on a daily basis than tobacco as a modern liberal. Mm-hmm. Tobacco, pipe smoking character.
I'll give you a hint. The character first appeared in a 1929 comic strip.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Popeye?
You got it.
Wow.
You got it. You're crushing it.
They're mad about
crushing it. They're mad about an unreleased Popeye film.
Fox and Friends, unbelievable. Yeah, listen, not a great film from our guy Robert Altman. Put him in movie jail for quite a number of years.
And also was a part of the kind of rough auspices for Robin Williams' film career.
That's right.
Before his renaissance. R.I.P.
That's
of course. R.I.P. Goes without saying.
And R.I.P. for Popeye, if God forbid the modern liberals get their filthy paws on that corncob pipe of his.
My fundamental issue as a liberal with Popeye is that his muscles are in the wrong part of his arm. It doesn't ever make sense.
Right.
They're not.
How do you work
they're
just
here.
that
they're
out?
Not supposed to be. They're here.
Right.
So a lot of grip. It's a lot of this. He's got one of those.
Does that even get it? How do you even?
No, I don't know how you get. How do you work this? How do you work just this?
You would think that would.
I think it's grabbing.
Like, right. So it's a lot of like rolling of towels.
I don't know. He had these great forearms. He drinks the spinach, and all of a sudden he's got these monster forearms. Wow. For those listening at home, Popeye is here. He's here.
Oh, Johnny.
That cursed Robert Altman Popeye also has Shelley Duvall.
Wonderful Shelley Duvall performance.
Wonderful Shelley Duvall, but she was very much still clearly in her post-Shining emotional turmoil. So it's a very deep and emotionally fraught olive oil.
It really is. Very breathy. Oh, Popeye. Oh! A lot of that.
And I just think it was wrong that Robert Altman had Stanley Kubrick hiding in various places on the set of Popeye.
That was unnecessary.
To jump out.
That was unnecessary. They were getting... Shelley is a pro. You don't need to go to that level, to make her believe that the giant octopus was real. It's called acting. You don't need to terrify her that way.
It's called
Shame
acting.
on you, Robert and Stanley. R.I.P. both of you.
Who is the... is it Sir John Gielgud? Who was in Marathon Man? Who was in Marathon Man?
That was
Sir Laurence Olivier. Was
Sir
it Olivier?
Lawrence Olivier.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's-
I know now the story. I tell the story because it's one of the classics of acting lore.
So Sir Laurence Olivier. I don't use the British. I don't recognize royalty. Laurence Olivier, no sir in my house. Is making this movie Marathon Man, and in Marathon Man, Dustin Hoffman plays a character who is being tortured, and he's been up all night.
Right.
It's a great movie though, hard to watch. It's a hard watch, but there's a scene where Dustin Hoffman's supposed to have been up all night, and so he stayed up all night. Right. and Laurence Olivier got wind of this and said, "What do you mean you stayed up all night? It's called acting, my boy." Yeah. No, you don't stay up all night. That movie, if you describe that, as just this hit 70s movie about a crazy Nazi dentist.
A crazy Nazi dentist on the run, and a Lower East Side hipster whose brother was in the CIA. Right? Is that good?
I think that's.
I would
about
also
right.
say. Let me just also say this about Dustin Hoffman, that particular movie. I want to say that movie was like 1975, 1974.
Something like that, yeah.
He was hanging out a lot at Studio 54 at the time. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it wasn't for the role that he stayed up. I think he back mapped that excuse into the situation. I'm not sure that it was for the role.
I think that he had an opportunity to stay up all night and have it submit the receipts.
Yeah.
He could submit the receipts from Studio 54. Final question. Ben Shapiro had this to say while discussing the announcement of a writer for a movie.
It's a private company, but they are wrecking a piece of intellectual property that was designed to be pro-America by handing it to a person who really does not like the foundational ideals of this country.
Well, John, first of all, fantastic to be here, to have me on to talk about this. Thank you also for putting the step stool next to the chair so I could get up into it and speak into the microphone.
The audacity of the two of us talking about someone being short.
I know.
Come on.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Ben cares about it, and you know he does. So that's what's great about it. God, I'm not sure. Could I get a hint? It could be anything
it may be
with Ben.
pro-American, but it's not Captain America.
Pro-American, but it's not Captain America. Is it Sam Wilson?
It's Superman. It was part of the backlash to the Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman.
I see.
But you went 3 for 4, and you got some.
I feel
you got
great
some
about
tough
it.
ones.
I feel
you got
good
some
about
tough
it.
ones. I will always remember that there was a Ben Shapiro clip where he talked about how the idea of a female James Bond was horrible because it meant men couldn't fantasize about being James Bond anymore. And it's just sort of like, I mean, you're not really supposed to say, I can't see the world through the eyes of a woman. You're just not supposed to just come out and say
Here's
it.
what's terrible about a female James Bond. And I'm going to lay it out for you in a way that that liberals can understand. And they may have a problem hearing this. Because they can't listen. They can't listen when a real man speaks. But I'm going to speak now about 007 and the dire threat to American masculinity should 007 be cast as a female.
The voice just keeps getting higher and higher and faster until it just becomes a kind of evil Simon. Just
Right,
an evil. It's like, what if, it was just sort of, what if Simon went to Harvard and joined the Young Conservatives.
Right.
That's what happens. And it's just really it's like, are you conservative or are you just mad that Alvin was more popular?
Come on, Ben.
What's going on here?
Anytime, anywhere, Ben, I will measure my height against yours, and we'll see who's taller. Let's go. Any time of day, preferably in the morning when my skeleton has not yet compressed.
We'd like to do the measuring in the morning. It's not any time, it's any morning.
Be a man, Ben.
We can be in the morning or after Jason has spent some time in one of those chairs that goes all the way, that kind of like swilts back.
Yes, and preferably a full moon also, so that the gravity of the moon can pull on the top of my head. I'll take any little bit
really
that
smart.
I can.
It's really smart.
But it will be barefoot, Ben, so be there, be square. Let's go.
Jason Concepcion, thank you so much.
Thank
This
you
was
for
great.
having me.
You've won the game. You've won the game.
Let's go.
You defeated all of your enemies.
I love it. Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, get out of here. Fox and Friends, gone. I
Yeah.
don't hear you guys anymore. Get out.
Take that. Take that. How about they let it go?
That's right.
Oh, the places they'll go.
That's right.
That's Moana. Now I'm on Moana. Song by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
That's right.
And you can tell it has his signature syncopation.
I will be honest with you. Jordan Peterson saying that he much prefers Moana will haunt me for the rest of my days.
Well, it makes me think I'm sorry to say this, but it forces us to ask some difficult questions about Moana.
Yeah, it really does.